that really do love him appreciate him because he's, you know what I mean? From start to finish, every movie, even if it has a different tone, he's kind of really grounds you in whatever, like immerses you in whatever he's trying to display on screen, you know what I mean? And yeah, I think he's one of the greatest living directors, you know, still in the industry right now.
I'm actually surprised that you didn't do like we did with the Tarantino shows back last summer.
There's just because we've done 7 doesn't mean we can't talk about Fincher later on.
Yeah, I think that you should do that.
I just wanted to, you know, I was just reminded about this movie, and I was like, you know, I couldn't really pinpoint. I usually know when we're doing your episode, I already have something in my head, and for this the episode, it took me a little bit longer. Yeah, because you're getting so good, man. You pick like really good fucking movies, so I have to kind of come back swinging.
Oh my god, thank you.
And yeah, seven. Especially you finding out you hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
I
I'm sorry. I apologize.
No. I think that this...
That seems like that would be a fun episode to do, is where you sit down and, you know, one of you hasn't seen the movie that you want to review.
Yeah.
Makes things more interesting.
And that's the case a lot of times when we were doing all those horror films.
Mm-hmm. For either, October, right?
Yeah. Either I hadn't seen them or it's been a long time. So there's pretty much like never seeing them, where I don't remember anything that's happening. But, yeah.
What else were we...
We were talking about...
Oh, yeah, questions. This is probably for Chris, but can you name all 7 sins presented in the film?
Can I name them in the order that they come in the film? Oh my God. Is that cheating?
No, that's fine.
Gluttony, greed, sloth.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm trying to think. Lust comes next, pride, envy, and wrath. That's the order that they come in the film.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
that's
right.
7, right?
Yeah.
And the order that they come in the film. 2 points. Gang.
Gangsta. Would you guys change anything?
Of the movie?
Yeah.
No, I think it's
Any
perfect.
part? Yeah.
I think it's perfect.
Susie?
No.
No? You thought it was great?
I thought it was pretty fucking badass.
What would you rate this movie on a scale of 1 to 10?
10.
10?
10.
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
Okay.
I'd probably give it like a... I think in comparison to, like, say, for instance, my second favorite Fincher movies and stuff like that, like Gone Girl or Dragon Tattoo, 7 is great, but I think 7 is like right there with like Gone Girl and Dragon Tattoo for me. It's great. So maybe like a 9, but not like...
It's not like
10.
That's
perfect.
A hard 10 for me.
Yeah.
Hard 10.
I'd probably give it a 9. I'd agree with you. That it's a great movie. There's nothing negative really about it. Wes, how would you rate this?
7, I would have to say it's perfect.
Ooh.
But Fincher, that's the thing, is I think Fincher is perfect.
Yeah.
Well, when I was sitting down with Susie earlier, we were talking, and I said, he made his first movie in 1991.
Which is Alien
3, which we can talk about here in a little bit because it kind of leads into 7. But Alien 3 came out in 1991. It's now January of 2018. He's only made 10 movies in that 27-year stretch. He's only made 10 movies.
Well, because he's like Tarantino, where he kind of bides his time and
he
picks his project
on it, and he just makes it perfect.
Yeah, no, I know that he's worked on a little bit of television with like House of Cards and with Mindhunter and all that. But 10 movies in 27 years, and they're all what I would say are excellent, great to masterpieces, that's crazy. He's got a better record than Tarantino, if you ask me.
Oh,
Because
shit.
Death Proof drops that shit way
Oh,
down.
shit.
That's okay. I don't mind.
No.
I mean, Tarantino's only made 8, but Death Proof is, that brings down the average.
I know Nolan hasn't been around nearly as long, but he's got a perfect record as well.
He's done 10 films, I think. Do you count Following?
Yeah. That's the black and white one, right?
Yeah, so I think that would be 10 if you count Following. And yes, I agree.
What else do I have to ask you guys? Oh, what is it about Fincher's style that makes him stand the test of time?
It's his themes, it's his cinematography, his sound design. He's very good with all of that stuff. And if you go and look through the credits of all of his movies, he works a lot with the same maybe 3 cinematographers, with the same editors, the sound designer. They're all the same through all those 10 movies. Or, like I said, with the cinematographers, he works with about 3 or 4 cinematographers very closely. But if you this movie to me is kind of the film that established his look. Because when you watch a Fincher movie, it's all got that same kind of lighting to it. It's all got the same sound design. Like you could pick out a Fincher movie probably if I didn't tell you that it was a Fincher movie.
It's
If you
kinda-
didn't know better, you could probably pick it out.
Because it's interesting that Alien 3 was his first piece, because it's he's kind of stuck. You can't really develop your style when you're, just adding on to an already existing franchise.
I think that's where he had trouble. Is his first movie is the 3rd entry in a very popular big budget movie franchise.
And you were saying that you actually like Alien 3.
I do like Alien 3. It's nowhere near as good as Alien or Aliens, but I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people want to make it out to be. If Alien and Aliens are like 4 stars, I would say Alien 3 is probably 2.5 for me.
It's cool. I've seen it a few times. I agree. It's just not the same caliber as those movies, but those, you can't touch them. So it's kind of like a doomed effort in the beginning, you know what I mean?
I think that part of the problem was kind of each director had their own take on it. I mean, Ridley Scott did his thing. James Cameron wrote and directed Aliens, and I think with Fincher, he was just kind of a director for hire. He didn't write the screen, or he didn't contribute to the screenplay any. The studio kept trying to change things on him, kept making it difficult for him to work. And in the end, it was just a miserable experience for him. I don't even think he acknowledges the movie anymore.
That's what I had heard, that's his, he hates it.
Yeah.
I think he just hates the movie.
He hates it, and I don't think he wanted to do another movie for years afterwards.
He almost quit, I think, because of the experience.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Besides, I should also say Alien 3 was the first Alien movie I was old enough to see in the theaters, so that was the first time I had seen an Alien film in the theaters. And that's why I have more of an affinity for it than others, probably.
A lot of people were upset because they kill 2 of the main players for Aliens, correct?
Yeah, the survivors of Aliens die immediately in the beginning of Alien 3, and then that's why a lot of people were upset. And that's why we were talking about a few shows back about Neil Blomkamp wanting to do a direct sequel to Aliens. And everyone was really hyped up for that until Ridley Scott said no.
Do you guys have any questions? Questions for us? Chris?
I have questions for you guys.
Or things you want to play or, talk about? You seem like
that's
you
what
have a
I'm
lot.
talking about. I love the movie, but I don't want to be the only guy talking on mic the entire show.
No,
Show.
this is. But you're the guest.
I know, but so is Susie. She needs to
What's your favorite murder?
jump in.
Well, the murder that sticks out to me the most is the leather piece that guy made.
Oh, the lust.
Oh my
lust murder?
god, I can just imagine how painful that is.
The strap on with the blade.
Yeah, I was like, oh, when I saw the picture, I was like, oh fuck.
They don't show you that picture for very long.
No.
You only see
And
it, you see it like 3 times, like 2 times, I think.
Yeah, and they don't linger on it at all.
No.
But it's
Paused.
she has to pause to look at it. It's really fucked up.
That looks horrible. Yeah.
While we're talking about that murder, the guy he's technically the victim of that murder, even though the prostitute was the dead body, but the guy that was made to do that is technically the victim of that sin. He's a character actor by the name of Leland Orser. He's been in dozens of movies. He was in The Guest. He was the dad in The Guest that you guys talked about last year, which is a great movie.
I fucking hate.
He's in Taken.
He's in Taken. He's in Saving Private Ryan. I just want to throw him a shout because I don't think I've ever seen anybody in real life, let alone a fucking movie, as terrified and as traumatized as he is.
It was believable. Looked real.
He was crazy,
freaking out.
and I would see him for a couple years afterwards, like in TV shows or movies, and it was like a different person.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, no way, is that the same guy? Because he's so insane and so traumatized in Seven, and he's only in that one scene, and he's so good.
Yeah, he steals it for sure. That's would be one of my probably favorite scenes of the film.
I think it's probably in my top 3 favorite scenes in the film, just because he's so good in it.
What's your favorite?
Sloth.
The sloth one.
Yeah.
Which one was that?
The.
That's it.
And the apartment.
Yeah.
You can see his Adam's apple.
You see it move?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he's alive.
I was telling Susie I got 2 stories about that. First of all, they didn't tell the actors in the SWAT team that was a real person. No one on set knew.
Really?
And none of the actors in the scene
that's
knew.
cool.
They thought it was just a dummy because it was so emaciated and it had all the makeup on it and everything, so they thought it was a dummy. So when he actually breathes out and kind of coughs, with them jumping back, being scared, that was all genuine. That's a real reaction because they had no idea that was a person.
Wow.
And
That's the Scrubs dude, right?
Yeah.
That the main.
John McGinley. He's the SWAT team leader. So the other story I have for that is the guy that trained me to be a projectionist. When this movie was out, it played at the Cinema 21 theater in Mission Valley, which is no longer there. It was a single screen, big screen theater, about 1,200 seats.
Just like back in the 1950s and stuff.
Yes.
Got it.
1950s when I was growing up. So when the movie came out, he was their main projectionist, and because this was an older theater and it had sloped floors before stadium seating started coming out, the projection booth is much, much higher than the actual theater. So he would look out of the port glass and he says, in that scene, you could see the whole audience when the guy breathes out. You could see the audience almost like a wave. Everyone kind of jump back in their seats.
Well, that's cool.
Because they never expected that either. And it's a big jump scare. And he said you could see like down below the whole audience just jump at the same exact moment.
Wow.
That's awesome.
But it wasn't just because of the guy. It was the photographs where he just kind of keeps flipping through and then it
You see the
finally
progression?
hits. Yeah. It was that, and it was also the air fresheners. I fucking love the air fresheners. I don't know why.
And he takes one and pulls it. The leader of the SWAT takes one and throws it, whatever. And then I know Brad is he looks up and it's like getting in obstructing his vision and stuff. What were you gonna say? I'm sorry.
No, it was the air fresheners. For me, that's a scene where you can almost smell what that's like. Just horrible smell trying to be covered up by all these pine air fresheners. It's creepy. It's one of the creepiest things